Get a few people in here, man. When it was here, y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me good. Fan appreciation day. You see, that's it.
It pops up at the bottom.
Hmm?
It pops up at the bottom.
Okay, cool. So just take it off here. Huh? That don't matter. I can take it off here, right? What's up? What's up? Holla at your boy. Showing love, you dig? Showing love. Appreciation. You dig? Watching my podcast, tuning in. Need some comments. Let me know what y'all think I could do better. What y'all, what's on y'all mind? Fuck with me. I talk back. You heard me? Had a few people get in here your week. And then ran some fire else tonight. Y'all feeling them elks? Y'all feeling them elks I ran? What's down with it? Talk to me, man. What's up? What's up? Oh, in the building. Had a fire interview with our boy Turk today. Y'all look on his podcast. Y'all go to his podcast and check it out. Some kind of way I couldn't put it up and put it on my shit, so I just put it on his. And then fire interview, man. Also had a fire interview with Jay Austin. If y'all ain't knowing that, y'all check that shit out too. Shout out to Fletcher, man. Fletcher told me I'll let y'all fun tonight, you heard? You good spirits, you doing good. I told him to tell y'all what's up. You dig? Y'all need to fuck with that Pensacola album. If y'all ain't got that Pensacola album yet, y'all slipping. I'm gonna run it down to you. My homie ARO. Let me see if I can get ARO on here, man. Cause that'll be some fly for y'all. That you dig? That'll be super fly for y'all. The ARO come through. We talk about this album. That'll be something nice, right? Not right. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? Get y'all me and A-Roll tonight, man. If I can't get A-Roll, I'm gonna go ahead and discuss this album. Pensacola and what's popping with it, you with me? Showing the fan appreciation at the same time, man. At the same time, you with me? Look. We'll give A-Roll a minute to get up here if he can. You know, my artist A-Roll from Pensacola, Florida. Then you might be able to get to it, you might can't. Okay, okay, we got him, y'all. We got him. We got my homie, man. What's up, ARO? What's good, dog? Welcome to my podcast. I got you. I got you. Had a good time. What's up, dog? Try to catch y'all go.
Okay. I'm yeah, no, it's all good. I just hope I don't kill myself. I'm good. I'm on interstate traveling in my city. I'm headed to my house right now. So, it's all
You in
good though. I can do both.
Pensacola? All right.
Yes, sir.
To the
Yeah.
world, once again. To the world,
Interstate.
once again. This is my artist, ARO. You did from Pensacola, ARO. Tell the people a little something about yourself, man.
Yes.
Tell them what's happening, dog.
Yeah, man. Well, I've been doing this for a minute or two. Married for 21 years. Kind of went to the back burner, and it was all about the family. And I was in so much debt when I met her. So it took us years to get me out of debt so we could even get
Yeah.
into a house. And long story short, though, man, I was always known as ARO. I've always been known, man.
That's
You come to
ARO.
Pensacola, you know
We ain't
me,
gonna
you
give
know
them the
that.
whole story right now,
Yeah,
ARO.
man.
We ain't gonna give them the whole story, but
Yeah.
that's ARO. That's who basically ARO is.
That okay, man.
Pensacola,
Man.
cool ass cat,
Yeah.
artist that's
Yeah, man.
unfuckwittable. You with me?
Yeah,
Say,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
let's talk
yeah,
about
yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah.
baby.
I
Talk to him, y'all fit.
I hit you up to talk about the album, bro. What's out with that Pensacola, man? What is doing on your end, bro? It's making noise where I'm at. What's out with it?
Yeah, man. I mean, man, people are feeling it. You know what I mean? It's different. Some people it takes them a little bit, but everybody right away is like, okay, you can't deny it. It's not like something you're like listening to. You know what I mean? And I'm coming from out of nowhere,
Right,
so
right.
I get it, man. They're thinking how I would be thinking, and I'm gonna be honest with you. And I ain't trying to go there, but I usually when I hear there's a white rapper, I'm like, I'm already kind of like, man, it's probably gonna be.
Yeah.
I already, and if people feel that way, that's fine, man. It don't bother me none. All
Mm.
I got to do is what I do,
Facts.
you know?
That's
Yeah,
right.
man. I got to bring it to the, just like playing sports, man. You step to the plate, you try to knock the seams off of it. That's it. Yeah, man. And I respect you, y'all. I, I, you froze up.
Yep,
There
I'm
you are.
here. I'm here.
Can you see?
Yeah, I can see
Can you
you.
see
I'm
me?
straight. You good?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm good. And also, man, I'm gonna chime in on this.
Nah, hell nah, man. I,
And
I, I tell
yeah,
I
man.
tell a story all the time
You
about
and LV.
yeah, the story what made me sign you, man. I mean, you gravitated to me. I like that hunger in you. You know what I'm saying? That realness in you, right? So much storyism that in you that I see. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I made a bad decision by that. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear
And
me?
no, you didn't. And I ain't never gonna let you. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good. You good? I can hear you good, man. I don't ever
Okay. Yeah,
believe
yeah,
you
yeah.
gonna let me down,
No, man.
April.
Yeah. Oh, hell no, man. Look here, man. I ain't worried about. I can't worry about nobody but me. And I just got to bring mine with myself at all times. You know
See,
what I
bro,
mean? And that's what's up.
I've been
And
getting
now, what up?
I've been getting a lot of comments on my podcast about you, man. They loving your flavor, for they loving your flavor, man. They loving what you bringing.
Okay, cool. And that's what it is. And once again, you come around my city, you ask anybody about me, I've always sounded like this. Obviously you get better as you go, and naturally now that I'm in this, because this is major league, you know what I mean? It
Yeah,
ain't no more. I don't care, man. You might be the hometown hero, but this is the real deal now. It's that whole welcome to the NFL. So
right.
you got to remember what you're doing it there for. You know what I mean? You got to remember that I belong in this shit, and if I don't act like I belong in it, then I might as well see my way up out of it.
Bro. But we got three. We got
Can,
one, two.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay.
All right, we got one, two, we got 4 singles for sure on the album, y'all. Y'all need to check this album out. It's called Pensacola. Uh, the whole album was produced by Hot Kissel. You know what I'm saying? ARO, what's your favorite song on the album, man? Huh, ARO?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What would you say your
I'm here. I'm
favorite
just
song?
driving.
All right. Well, go ahead and try. I'm gonna run it for him. I'm gonna run it to him. Check it out. The album
Hey,
got
look,
two
look.
features. What's up, Johnny Boo? I see you, boy. What's up? What's up? Johnny Boo, that's my artist, ARO, right there, dog. We was running about our album. You did what our big album. You did my first artist on my label, B Real Entertainment. You did He Driving, I Don't Want to Lose All Control. You know what I'm saying? But look, the whole album, Pensacola, is produced by Hot Kissel. You with me? That boy got 9 fire tracks on it. I guarantee you, y'all gonna want to holler at him. So, artists, y'all looking for tracks or whatever, holler at him. You're on my production team. Get with him ASAP. Look, we got 2 features. One by my little sister Keita J,
By my little
and
sister
one by
Keita
Jay
J,
Austin.
and one by Jay Austin.
He on that thing. You
I
with
can hear
me?
you. On that thing, you with me? I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you for a minute there.
Oh, all right. The album is mixed
Oh, all
by
right.
T.
The
Houston.
album is mixed
That's
by
our
T.
fire
Houston.
engineer, man.
That's our fire engineer, man.
Yeah. I mean, no, man, it's all the way around, man. You know what I mean? You just got to give it a chance, man. You know, and the thing I like about this album, y'all, because I'm old school. And those of you that know what I'm talking about, you remember back in the 80s, mainly the 90s. In the 90s, man, when you would just find these gems, you know, you're finding out about like Wu-Tang Clan and like me hearing about UNLV, like where the hell? Because that shit was hard you didn't have it. Like, everything. Like now with social media, it's good, but it's also kind of water shit down a little bit because once upon a time people were so about their culture. New Orleans, man, especially New Orleans, still is. Can't help but be.
Right.
But yeah, man, like everything that I heard from New Orleans was just like, man, what you know, so but it would be unique stuff, you know what I mean? Like you just weren't it like came out of nowhere kind of a thing. Not necessarily nowhere from where they're from, but by the time it makes it like to another city.
Right.
So yeah, I think this is like one of them type of things where it's like, damn, who are these cats? Which they're already gonna know you. It's me, and I get it. It's all good.
They on you, man.
You know?
They on you, man.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
I was asking you, what's your favorite?
What's your favorite song on the Pensacola?
Yeah. You want to know what it is?
Yeah.
You want to know what it is? And I can't wait to do that show. It is Talk is Cheap, baby. Talk is cheap. And it's because it's got that drag 'em from the river kind of thing going on with it. Yes. That's what I like.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
Yeah, Talk is Cheap is hard, bro.
Oh, look what y'all want to know what I've been bumping all day long.
What you been bumping, ARO?
You can't play it, bro. You can't play it, though. You can't play it.
No, I ain't playing it. I'm just telling you. It's that Ricky B, baby, that bounce. Yes, sir.
Shake for your
yes,
hood.
indeed.
Shake for your hood.
Ooh-wee. Yes, indeed. Yeah, all that stuff,
Ricky
man.
B,
Shouts out Ricky B, man.
Yeah, man. I've been going, man. I tell you what. I guarantee it. Yeah. That's it, man. I mean, I love music. But I 100% respect the opportunity to even be a part of this great thing. You know what I mean? Because it is, man. It's a dream come true. You know, from some little white kid from Pensacola, Florida, man. I mean, it's nice to be let in it. You know what I'm saying? Like participate in everything. It's such a thing that really has helped me growing up. Because you know, when you grow up all fucked up, man. For those of us that grew up like that, you end up it's music and it's peers. That's why so many kids join gangs, and I did that shit too when I lived in LA. You know, when I was living with my dad, we had some little not major, just vandalism and shit. But we were some thieving little fuckers. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
But damn, I kind of trailed off of what the hell I'm even talking about, y'all. What am I talking about right now? I'm sorry.
You on the same trail you started off, man.
Talking about your upbringing.
How you like me.
Oh yeah, that's what it is, baby.
And you say,
damn it, I've been doing that.
You say Talk is Cheap is your favorite song.
Yes, hell yeah, man. Come on, yeah.
Yes, indeed. You talking cheap and all that? Yeah. Give me a break, sir. You need to quit cap.
Yeah, bro. That boy said
Yeah,
quit
bro.
capping.
That boy said.
Bro, for real.
Bro, for real. This one better, you know. I tore my arm real bad.
Jinsu shit, huh? Jinsu.
Yeah, the jiu-jitsu shit. Yeah, in jiu-jitsu, going up against a man that I about 5 times my size.
Damn.
You know, this dude's like 6'8", about 270 pounds.
Damn.
Nothing but muscle. You seen that picture with me and him?
Day, huh? Oh, that's who did it?
No. My cousin wouldn't do that. He'd kick me in the ass before he did that. Because look, he called me last night and he cussed me like a dog, man. He was like, cousin, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I couldn't say nothing.
I could barely hear you, ARO. You must be in a bad area.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You must be in a bad area.
Yeah, I'm getting close to the house.
Yeah.
I'm fixing to be at the house, so it's all gonna get better.
I'm yeah, I remember doing shows in Lake Charles. I remember doing 100 shows in Lake Charles at Festival City. That's me, dog. But I'm yeah.
And that's crazy, man, because you've been doing this for so long. I still can't believe I'm working with you. You know, it trips me out. You know, my hand's shaking, y'all. My arms getting
tired.
What
the dog ain't with you today? Huh? Oh man, you must be in a bad area again, huh, ARO? Yeah, I can hear you.
Damn. I know that's got to be frustrating. My bad, y'all. Bro. Don't blame it on y'all. Blame it on me.
Sure, it's all good, bro.
Blame it on me. It ain't him.
Yeah, they have videos in the 90s. They have videos in the 90s. Shout out video for the box. The box was going off air, so we had like 3 videos. The box was going off air, so we had like 3. Well, one was saw so not many. I see the comments. They coming, they going though, man. Yeah, I just wanted to get y'all appreciate, show my appreciation to my fans and shit. You there, you introduced me you once again. You hear me, ARO? I don't know what's happening to the phone. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? That boy must be in a bad area. Yeah, man. See, put a fire emoji up if you can hear me. Obviously, he can't hear me. Put a fire emoji up if you can hear me. Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, like I was saying. Cool. We got 3 videos. Yeah, like I was saying. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 videos for the album. You know what I'm saying? All about $1. We got that Hustler. All about $1. It's over. And the newest single is The Life. It's over now. So y'all, YouTube them things. You dig? So y'all, YouTube them things. World star. You won't be disappointed. Fuck with them. You're waiting. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. It's gonna hold you down for a minute. It's gonna hold you down for a minute. Off the chain, bro. On all songs off the chain, bro. On all platforms. You dig?
Yeah, I believe it.
You dig?
I believe it.
We also doing shows.
We
also doing shows. So for booking, you dig? Holla at me. You dig? 832-228-6690. Booking for me and ARO. Hit that number up. You hear me? There you go. What you gonna get into, ARO?
Man, I'm actually about to get in that shower.
The shower?
And then I'm gonna get in them covers.
The shower?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna get in them covers.
Bro. You went for the night then, huh?
Yeah, man, I got to chill out on that going out, man. You know what I mean? I've been doing too much of it, and shit, man, it's too expensive. Man, I'm telling you, man.
They
And these
know
little
you out
punks,
there,
man.
man. They know you out there, bro.
Yep. And I told you about what happened, a couple weeks ago, man. And like I said, I got my arm fucked up. I had I don't know what was going on, man. But the Lord had to snap it out of me, man. You know what I mean? I had to chill out. You know what I mean? I got to chill out, man. Yeah. hmm And plus, my boy's getting ready to go to print, do his time. So, I can talk now, yeah. Shit's over with.
Right.
And so, and I can tell you this, I can do something right now that I couldn't do before. And I can say my son did not mean to do it. I can say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's done. That judge already slammed that hammer, bro. So I ain't been able to talk for over a year, man. It's been hard, man. It's been hard, man. And the one good thing about my son, in prison, you have more freedom than county jail. You know that. My son's in there, man, especially at Escambia County, this old rock fucking jail. Damn. So, in prison, he'll have more freedom. And, my son suffers from mental health. So we have a discussion about mental health in this country. It didn't do it. You know what I mean? I'd like to seen it done a little more for my boy, For those of you who don't know, my wife is dead. I lost her last year. I lost her right in front of me. We was going through a separation. It wasn't no good. And I was all upset about it. And I just didn't even want to lose my family, you know what I mean? Let alone a life. Just the fact that my wife didn't want to be my wife no more was just too much for me. And I never got an answer as to why, because she just, I don't know what happened. But, on that night, my son was having an episode. And for those of y'all, you need to understand, my son's got mental health problems. He's a sweet boy. He's got problems.
Respect.
And he's had, and he's, I've watched him suffer all his life, man. Let me tell you something, Yafet. My son is fixing to taste freedom for the first time in his life while he's incarcerated. Because he's been in prison all his life.
Right.
And he's gonna get set free while he's in there.
It's gonna be a big difference. Where you going, bro? And
so I got my work, man. I got
being able to see outside and shit like that is gonna change his life.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. You can't help a motherfucking grow old boy. Yeah. You better learn real motherfucking quick.
For real.
That's what I told him. I said, David, boy, it's all about respecting there, son. You don't talk too high or too low. You don't call nobody sir.
Mind your business.
Respect them, man. We, yes, indeed. God, dog, have mercy. He knows that. I've told him his whole life, and all that. But he had hell, he broke my motherfucking nose one time, y'all bet. I went to my cousin's wedding with a broken nose. Everybody's like, what the fuck happened to you? And he used his head. He headbutted. He didn't listen. He didn't mean to do it though. Okay.
Right.
When my son is having them episodes, when he's upset,
anything happens.
Yeah. I used to have to restrain him. You know what I mean? And I restrict because he would hurt himself. So I had to restrain him on this night, and I had a good hold on him. Now let me tell you something. I taught him something about fighting. I said, David, this right here. Get somebody off of you real quick. There ain't no rules in that shit. This right here is hard. He hit you like Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if somebody's got your arms and you can't move them, you still got that cranium. And I'll be damned if he didn't do it to me.
Damn.
And boy, he knew he fucked up. He jumped over that couch and locked himself in his bedroom. And man, I'm gonna tell you, I had bad thoughts for him on that night. But we had a long talk, and I said, David, you're my boy. You ever do any shit like that again? God, I'm gonna show you, but we're not gonna do that again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he didn't do that again. And I love him. And I taught him. I said, that type of stuff right there. That's not for just any motherfucking thing. But but he would have these episodes, man. And on that night, he was having one of them fucking episodes, man. And I remember my wife called me. Hang on one second. Let me roll this window up, man. My neighbors already know. Fuck, they saw all the cops over here. On that night, see, I was living with my aunt, and Garcon Point. And I remember on that day, because listen here, y'all fat, I'm going to be honest with you. Like where I work, when I would leave work to go to my house, I would go this way across Highway 29, right? Because I live in Bellevue. I live in Bellevue. But now to go to my aunt who lives by the river, you got to take a right and go north. You get on the interstate, and you go all the way to a whole other county. And I used to cry every day when I'd leave there. I ain't got no problem saying it in front of God and the whole world. I don't care what nobody thinks about me.
Yeah.
I used to cry, man, because I wanted to go home, y'all fed.
Right.
And I didn't know why I wasn't allowed at my own damn house. But I just knew that if I was there, she would leave. And so I was like, you know what? You need to be there. That dog needs you. David needs you. You don't worry about me. And she damn sure didn't either. God bless her. And I ain't talking bad about her neither. But I learned a real hard lesson, boy. My mom always told me that when a woman's done with you, we're stupid guys. We're stupid guys. Are stupid. We think we got 1,000 chances. No, the fuck we don't. When you with a good woman, you don't. And I had to learn that. But anyway, I never really got my answer why. And on that night, I was so upset, man. Looky here. I did a job right before I lost her. And I was in Panama City. And I was setting what's called hollow core, which is these big concrete slabs. These 18-wheelers got to get back there to you. And it's nonstop. It's what we call cycle work. You're fucking throwing that shit out there, son. And them men are out there. You got these men out there. You better land that shit just right. They won't tolerate it. And you can't smash into their fingers or nothing and all that. And I was crying while I was running that crane. And I mean, crying like snot bubbles coming out of my nose, man. And I remember the damn, but I was doing a fine motherfucking job. And I remember the dude seeing me crying and he called in on the shop and my boss was like, what's going on out there? I said, are we having a problem with the job? He said, no. I said, well, then there ain't no motherfucking problem. And he's like, well, this guy said you crying. I said, I am crying, but I'm also running the crane.
Yeah.
That's what you paid me. Yeah. You didn't pay me to keep my face dry.
Right.
I'm running the motherfucking crane. And he got it. He said, you're right. So I finished that job, but I'm just telling y'all how upset I was that when we finished up, our yard in Panama City is like just a couple miles from this job site. It's right there on the beach in Panama City. And we hit into their crane yard. Now my crane, you know, the boom that picks shit up, you know, the boom, the big, it scopes out. Yeah. Well, my crane is so big that thing had to ride behind the crane in what's called a dolly, which is a 3-axle setup. It's like a tray. It basically turns that crane into like a tractor trailer. And it technically kind of identifies one because your shit's in a dolly. Because the crane weighed 147,000 pounds. And it's a big machine. So I was pulling into the damn yard, and Chicken Man and Chuck, who are supposed to be spotting me, but instead they're over there bullshitting. I pull up and I didn't feel like waiting on them. So I started backing up and I smashed into a fucking trailer and I fucking wiped that dolly out. Now listen, I was like, I'm fired. So imagine how I feel. I'm already fucked up because of my wife and now I just lost my job. I know I did. That's got to be $50,000 worth of damage. So I get the crane parked, and to make matters worse, one of the owners of the company's there, plus my boss, they happened to be in Panama City that day. So I was just standing at the crane. I couldn't talk. James Simon's old man, he's from Albany, Georgia, and he's a good man. I remember he's a mean old man too. He's a good man, but he don't take no shit. You know what I mean? But look, he come walking up and I was just waiting to hear. And he said, Sean, let that boy go to the house. Don't tell him not to worry about this. I overheard it. And Sean come walking up to me and he gave me a hug and we both cried right there, man. And he said, and go home. And I said, listen, I said, I need tomorrow off. And he said, yeah, you do. And I said, because I'm going to try to win my marriage back. And let me tell you something. We both prayed. We prayed, man. This dude don't pray. And I was so positive. I went home, okay, back to Pensacola, or back to Milton, I should say, at my aunt's. But I remember because I had to stop by the shop first. And when I was leaving the shop, I called her. And this was the last phone conversation I had with her. I called her and, you know, up to that point, it wasn't going good. You know what I mean? It better just be strictly business. There better not be no chatting or none of that, baby, I miss you bullshit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She wasn't having that shit, son. If I wanted that phone hung up, all I had to do was tell her I love her and I miss her. Click. She wouldn't fuck with me again. Because it was, you know what I mean? But on that moment, she let me talk to her. And I remember I called her and we talked, and she said she had a doctor's appointment. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. She said, of course you don't know that. And I was like, all right, and I didn't get my feelings hurt. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember I told her, I was like, right before we were done with the phone call, I said, and I barely could even get it out, but I said, please let me tell you something right now. And I could hear, she goes, what is it, Aaron? And I knew she knew what the hell I was fixing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But she was staying on the phone. She was staying on the phone. You know what I mean? And I begged her, I said, please let me tell you what I'm fixing to tell you. And she said, okay. And I told her I love you. And I barely even said it, man. I was like crying when I said it. And
You good, dude?
good though.
Take your time, bro.
Take your time, bro. Anyway, so but I mean it's important people hear this, you know what I mean? So I remember I um I went in there, I was staying with my aunt and them. And I remember my uncle made some fucking nasty ass like bison meat shit. I'll never forget, man. It was gross. He made these hamburgers, you know what I mean? But I was in a good mood because I just talked to her. And I
Yeah.
remember I come in there and like he made these hamburgers and they weren't good at all. But I was in such a good mood. And I remember we were joking about it. And then when it was done, I remember I prayed with mine. Now let me tell you something. Every night before that, I was not praying to God. I was screaming at him.
Mm.
And
What you mean by that,
but on
Hero?
that, what you mean by that, Hero? Man, I wasn't happy, man. I wasn't happy at all. But I'd go over there and I'd be like, "Where you at, God?" and all that kind of stuff. But on that night, man, I prayed hard and I said, Lord, just fix my marriage. Because the very following morning, I had one chance to fix my marriage, and I was gonna go get her diamonds. She wanted a Mercedes, and I just bought her a car, but I didn't get her what she wanted. Man, I was
Mm-hmm.
fixing to, you know what I mean? You better believe, bro. I was fixing to hook it up, and I
Mm-hmm.
perfectly expected her to maybe take it and shove it all up my butt. But that was my chance, man. And
Mm-hmm.
that chance never came because just a couple hours later, and you got to understand, this is the first time I've really slept in 3 weeks, man. I wasn't sleeping. And,
Mm-hmm.
and I was losing my mind. And, but on that night, I went to sleep and I went right to sleep. And then I woke up to the phone ringing. And I remember thinking, like, damn, is the phone ringing? Oh shit, my phone. And and it quit ringing. When I looked at it, it had my wife's name on it, and she had not called me up to that point. So I was like, oh shit. And then it rang again, and I answered it. And she said, "You need to come home. Your son's having an episode." And I knew what she meant by that. He was struggling, man. He wasn't doing good mentally. He was
Yeah.
unstable. Yeah. So I said, all right, I threw my boots on and I got the hell out of there. Now it's about a 45-minute ride on regular. I probably got there in 25.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I remember, but on my way there, she called and she's like, everything's cool. Don't worry about it. Now she said, don't worry about it. And I was like, all right, but I still kept coming. And I parked the truck and got out of it. And I remember I walked in the house and she looked at me like, what are you doing here? And she literally said, what are you doing here? And I was like, well, she said, I already told you everything's good. And everything was good. David was sitting down on the floor and she was standing up and everything was good.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I said, well, damn it, Adrian, I wasn't that far away, man. And, I just want to come in. But let me tell you something. In that moment, we were a family. So it felt so good, man. I wanted that so bad, man. It was like if you're so thirsty and then
Mm-hmm.
you just get something to drink, you know what I mean? A little something to drink. And that's what that was for me. So I was just kind of like, and I remember she was irritated, but it wasn't that bad. And,
Yeah.
yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like the Lord kind of chilled her out a little bit on me. And I was in there, I wasn't really paying it. I remember I was like, look here, y'all, whatever it was, let's all go to sleep, man. And then my son was so upset and he kept saying, Dad, she don't love us no more. And I said, let me tell you something, David. I said, I don't know about me, but in that one minute, she would go through the gates of hell for you, son. And that is a fact, by the way. She loves her boy. If she was here right now,
Mm-hmm.
she would be all up in that courthouse. But so, and the next thing I know, and I never even saw him move. I don't know how I didn't. I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you right now. I think I was just so caught up in the moment that I heard Adriana said, like, David, and I look, oh shit, he's standing over there with a shotgun. And then it was, but he was making his way to the back. So I was afraid he was going to go hurt himself. So I come walking up to him, and you know, I was afraid he was going to go outside and hurt himself. And he was holding the gun, but he wasn't holding it like to shoot it. He was just holding it with two hands. If you fought, like, imagine your arms limp, you know what I mean? You're just holding that shit like a broom, but you ain't sweeping. You just kind of, you ain't got your arms tucked out. You're holding it as lazy as you can hold it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're like limp. Right. He was, but now, you know, you got to think now it's two hands, so it's going to be pointing in whichever way his face is pointing. That's how shit works when you're holding something. So if he's looking at you, something else is going to be looking at you, even if it's unintentionally. You know what I mean? You know how people fuck around with a gun and they accidentally point it at you and they don't mean to?
Right.
People do it all the time. Right. It's like, well, man, what the fuck? Oh, my bad, hell, man, you know? Because when I was walking towards him, I screamed his name. I said, David. And he looked at me. Well, when he did, it pointed at me. But it wasn't like that. It was like he turned around like, what? And then the minute he did, I got on his ass. I said, whoa, and he dipped it back down. You see, he knew he caught himself. He got it, he dipped it down. Well, they turned around and said that, oh, he was going, you know how they do, man. But anyway, I ain't gonna talk about that no more. But anyway, like I said, man, I was making my way to him real easy. And I was like, hey, man. And he was just so upset, man. Like, and I mean, like, mentally upset. Like, he had this weird posture, and he was just like, man, it was like he wasn't even there. That's not a good thing, man. So, you know, if somebody's drunk, you take the keys from them, right?
Yeah.
Not because they want to go hurt nobody. Because
Right.
they don't. They just want to. Yeah, but they don't want to hurt nobody. They just want to go get another drink.
Right.
But you know they could. So you got to take them keys. Because they ain't right. They're fucked up. They can't be doing it. And that's what that was. So if you ask me why are you going over there to get it, and this and that and the other, what was your threat? Well, first of all, it ain't a motherfucking toy. So there's that. You better have a reason to be holding a fucking gun. So, and as I make it, and I've trained him, he knows better. And as I'm making my way to him, but I'm talking easy, I'm like, David, easy, man. Come on now. And I was going to get him the same way maybe you would go to get keys from a drunk person, if that makes any sense. That's what that was. Because I wasn't worried. You know, the judge said, were you scared? Hell no, I wasn't. It wasn't never crossed my mind. What? None of us. We were both making our way towards him. Trust me, we ain't going to if we think could be something like that. I ain't. But once I got close enough, I went to just snatch that fucking thing. Went to grab it, and it just exploded in my hands and in my face. And I mean, the barrel was right in front of my face. I had that gunpowder burnt my lungs so bad. I had that taste all in my mouth for a long time. And I mean, I fucking seen it, man. I seen the fire blow out of that fucking gun. Like, if you've ever welded or if you've ever been around grinding, you get that hot ass shit, just like a whole bunch of it peppering you in the face. And it was like a damn hot 1,000-degree heat right in front of my motherfucking face. And I saw the flame, yeah.
So
12-gauge shotgun.
So all that,
double out buckshot.
That was a shot that hit her?
That was it. And then once I looked around the house and I didn't see no damage to nothing else, I was like, oh my God, she caught every bit of that shit. And she did. Damn. And I had to see it. I had to see my best friend now. She was my ride or die, man. You know, listen, she was really my ride or die. A guy tried to kill me one time. I got into a fight. I got stabbed twice. This is a true story. All kind of witnesses. This guy tried to stab me twice, right? I ain't gonna give you the whole thing. We were fighting and he started stabbing me. But I didn't know I was being stabbed. And I remember like, whoa, what the fuck was that? And everything got in like slow motion, like in the Matrix. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking, is he wearing brass knuckles? What the fuck's going on? Like, because that kind of poked a little bit. Then the second time it got me. Ooh, what was that? And I remember as it was happening, my wife was like, he's killing you. And I'm, you know, it's all slow motion. And then all of a sudden she's right there and he like bumps me in the head and I notice I'm kind of bleeding. Well, he was trying to bury that fucking knife in my neck. She ran in there literally and saved my life. My wife literally was my ride or die baby. She got right in there against this big ass dude from prison, tattoos everywhere. And we were on our way to church. Y'all fed. I was in my Sunday best. But I was looking for trouble. I was looking for trouble because she's like, why are we going this way? My mom lived in Seminole, Alabama. She said, why are we going this way? And I fucking, she knew, man, you couldn't fool my wife. You know, because I had property at the time that my mom was living in, and this guy was threatening my whole family, and he was coming around, and I'd already put the word out. I said, when I see you, I don't give a fuck what you're all about, but when I see you, you better be ready to like chill me out a little bit. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what happened. So when I went over there, he wasn't there, but my mom was, and I was talking to her, and you know how like if somebody, if you're talking to somebody and you notice their attention goes somewhere else, you're going like, what are they looking at? You know what I mean? Like, what are you looking at? So I saw that, and when I turned around, he was right there. So I just ran into him. We started getting into it, and he started stabbing me. But my wife saved that guy from, because if she wouldn't have got in the way of it, he would have buried that knife in my neck. And I had a doctor willing to testify. I had a doctor willing to testify because he almost got me in the heart and the lung. He knew what he was doing, man. He was in prison. He knew what the fuck he was doing. And he had bad intentions. He had bad intentions, man. He was trying to kill me. And you know, my wife literally though, bro, that's the type of relationship we had. You know what I mean? She had my back and I had hers, man. We went through a lot together, man. Look at here.
How long y'all was separated?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3 weeks.
What? That's somebody speaking as a comment. Well, what we speaking of, we have a record called Life is Over Now. He just told a story about him, his wife and his son. If y'all tune into the video, y'all can really get a better understanding. The man just running it. But we just running it amongst each other. Talking about the incident. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the comments. Most of them are positive. Maybe positive. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't worried about all that. Even if there's some negative, man, you can't worry about that.
Light just went up.
Oh, no. Uh-oh. You said your lighter just went out on you?
Yeah, man. Let me go grab another one right quick. You heard me?
I heard you. Mine didn't go out on me. Look.
This bitch true.
Yeah, y'all fat. Look at here, big dog. You talk about comments. I ain't look at here. Okay, let me just go on ahead and say this. I ain't never gonna see a comment no uglier than I did when I was going through what I was going through. You know, they ran our name in the mud, bro. And you know, I was always told, Aaron, don't look at the comments, man. Well, I did, you know what I mean. That shit fucked me up hard, man. Yeah. Fucked me up bad, man. They were saying some bad stuff about me and my boy. And none of them even know what the fuck they're talking about. You know, here's a kid who suffers. And man, it's, you know, but hey, look at here.
Man, I can't wait for my first speech, man. Speak on that, man.
I haven't been able to do this in over a year, y'all fed. It feels weird right now.
It's all good.
We ain't turning up the night. Yeah, man, we ain't trying to talk about that all night long. Y'all don't want to hear about that, man. They're probably looking at this shit like, man, they ain't taking
it like that. They just said they apologize for that, but that's you know about to go down. You know what I'm saying? My podcast ain't really about all the time. It's called Be Real for one. I'm real about everything.
And they,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If I do going through it, he won't talk about anything. We welcome to talk about it on my platform. I mean, we don't mean to bore nobody. At all, but I mean, mental health is something. Anytime the subject is brought up. You know what I'm saying? It can help all of us, especially Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? I feel everybody in New Orleans got a mental after going through Katrina. You dig? Yeah, I mean the time
Yeah, or just New Orleans by itself.
I put that on before we get Jordan. So I apologize for that, man. That's all me. But I do appreciate y'all. Still. You know, I'm still appreciation to my fans. So it ain't nothing but love, baby. You dig? On top. You know? There ain't nothing but love over here.
Can you hear me?
We want to say thank you for everybody that got that Pensacola album.
Oh, you on this thing? Let me get in the
I
house.
hear you, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Van Davis. Appreciate your understanding, for real. You know. But like you said, that's a turned up animal right there. That boy turned up all night.
Kick my ass, y'all. I'm trying to get.
Say, ARO.
What up?
Man, you ready to come in the studio when you come out here?
Yeah, I'm gonna come out there. Look, man, I can barely hear you. Hold up, let me get in the house and see what's going on. Hold up, 1 second, man. I feel rude. Y'all forgive me. I was raised better than this. I promise. Hold up, man.
I think that was raised better than this.
Damn.
You hear me?
You heard that alarm go off. You know you did. Hey, Daisy, what's that baby doing? Talking to my dog, y'all fat. You get to see my dog. Baby, what's that baby doing, huh? There she is, y'all fat. There she is, y'all fat.
Yeah.
There she is. Okay.
Daisy,
look, here's my boy and me. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, man. That's an old picture, man. Daisy, what is it, baby? Let me get over here and get situated. Turn that air on. Warm in Florida. Man, I can barely hear you for some damn reason.
How the weather is out there, man?
What's up?
How the weather is out there?
Hold up. Let's see if I can't put down speakerphone. Where the fuck's the speaker shit on? Daisy, watch out, dog. Hold up. Turn that light. My bad, yeah.
I can hear you good, man.
Can you hear me? Okay. I mean, I can hear you. I just can't hear you very good. I just got to listen real good. Might be something going on with my phone. What was you asking me though about coming out?
I was asking you, are you ready to come in when you come out here, you gonna be ready to go in the studio and knock them songs out?
Watch this. Hold up. I'm gonna fix this. I got it. Damn, man. Motherfucker.
I can't hear you.
Okay, cool. I got you now. I got you on the Bluetooth speaker.
All right, you good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I can hear you real good.
Bro.
Daisy, watch out, dog. Y'all, that's my dog right here. It's my baby.
Shit, bro, go tweaking for us, bro.
Oh, yeah?
They tweaking, bro.
Okay.
I was doing real good out there with you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man, we're going to do it. Yeah, for sure, man.
I can't wait to come that way with it, bro. We come that Pensacola with it. Baby, you can bring me to see Lil one, man. Let me meet Lil one, man.
Oh, for sure we'll go see him. You better believe that, because, damn, dog. He, you know, if he goes to, you want to hear something crazy, he might be going to the prison that I helped build. I helped build a prison about 15 years ago. These with the last crane company I worked for. Anyway, I put that whole thing together, man. And so my brother was in there for a couple years, and now my son's gonna be in there. So what are the odds? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, bro. That's crazy.
Pretty wild, ain't it? It's some
You
crazy
ever
shit.
been in that jail, bro?
No, I've been in jail. I ain't never been in prison. No, I almost did. What now?
You ain't been to that one. You say you never been to prison. That's a prison you built, right?
Yeah. No, I ain't never been to prison. Yeah, I helped build that prison. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cells came in on box cars, and they rode on their side. They weighed about 100,000 pounds. My uncle ran the crane. We had about 2 cranes out there, and we had tractor trailers and everything. They would come in. We'd have to get up there and hook them, and then we'd roll them, put them on the trailer, move the crane, and they set like Lego blocks. So these whole cells, you got a picture, they're like doll houses. You got the top, the side, the bottom, the back, but the side's open. And you can see the bed, the toilet, and everything. It's all just, it's got these spikes. You just set it down. Just, you stack them like blocks, just like you build a house.
Yeah. Damn. How long
So
you
they
been
built
fucking
it.
with that shit, ARO?
Cranes since
Yeah.
1996. When I was 18.
You went to school for that? You had to go to school for that?
I grew up around it. First, I ran a crane when I was 13 years old.
Damn.
I grew up around it, man. Yeah, my uncle. My uncle's a legend, man. I mean, a legend in my region. His nickname is Redbone. So mine, looky here, y'all. I'm ARO in the music business, but in the crane world, I'm who they call Lil Red.
Lil Red, huh?
Yes, sir. Look, let me tell you. Let me tell you about that now. Hold up, I'll show you my goddamn company shirt. Where? Oh, I put it in a damn box. But anyway, I'll tell you about that. My mom, God rest her soul, she's gone now. She, because her brother, that's my uncle. And, I'd been working there for about 15 years at the time. And she ran into him on a job site. My mom was working that job site. She was what you call a fire watch. So she goes up to, she said, "Hey, do you work with my son?" And the guy was like, "I don't know. Who's your son?" His name's Chris Perry, by the way. He's like a brother to me. So shout out to Chris Perry, even though he thinks the world is flat. And he does think the world is flat.
Shout out Chris Perry, huh, bro?
Even though he thinks the world is flat.
Flat?
He believes it, man. He's one of these guys. I love him to death, man. He believes all that stupid shit. But anyway, yeah, so she goes up and asks him, she's like, my son and the whole thing. And he's, who, so she said my name, Aaron Olson. And he said, "I don't know no Aaron Olson." And she said, "What, how long you been there?" And he's like, "About 10 years. And she said, "How the hell do you not know my son?" And he just said, "Man, I don't know Aaron Olson." But when she said, "What about Lil Red?" Man, good Lord. That's when he started talking.
Word.
There's a lot of people that don't even know my name. They only know me as Lil Red. Yeah. In the industry now, in the crane industry. That name rings bells now. I'm telling you, I've been doing it for a minute. I started running cranes in November of 1997. Yep.
Man, why you don't write a song about this shit?
I thought, man, look at here, y'all fed. I got so much music in me, it ain't even funny, bro. Good Lord have mercy. Yeah, man. I got, yep, I do.
Man, you gotta use your artistic side to be creative.
Oh yeah, man.
Like
oh yeah.
Fucking dude that a crane operator know how to rap too, man. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, bro. Look, and I'm not, and they all know me for that, bro. They all know me for that. Right. Every one of them knows me.
Everybody know you rap.
Oh yeah, that ain't no secret because I'm white, so you're gonna get some of them country white boys looking at me like, what he think he's doing and all that, and all that stuff. But most of them love it anyway. They listen to that. They just looking at me funny, like, yeah, I don't give a damn, y'all fed. I've been dealing with that shit. I mean? I love it. It's what I do. But I'm known for that, bro. Yeah, and breakdancing. I used to breakdance a lot, so I'd be on the deck of the crane. I'd fuck them all up. We'd be on this job site around. What's up?
My boy in a breakdancing class on Mondays and Wednesdays out here now, man. They do teaching breakdancing. And they actually in the class for that shit right now. They love it, bro.
Man, I love it too. Yeah. I did the popping and locking and all that. You know what I mean?
Why? What's up, Frank? What's up, John Frank? What's up? Can you see that, ARO?
Yeah, I see it every now and then.
Oh, okay. It's going to fade up. The comments coming up, it's like fading in. You know what I'm saying? I can balance. Yeah, bro. But I'll be scared to death fucking with a crane, boy.
Yeah, man. I'm
everybody.
Boy, it's a lot of stress, and I've seen some crazy shit. I've been a part of some crazy shit.
I had to. You ever saw the crane, man?
Okay, the worst thing that ever happened, the nastiest thing I ever seen was when a man had his finger chopped off, and I was running the crane. Yes, sir. This was in Battleship Park in Mobile, Alabama. And if you've ever been to Battleship Park, you got the big USS Alabama, that big battleship. And then you have the USS Drum, the submarine. But then you have a whole hangar full of aircraft. You got tanks and all kind of planes. Well, Hurricane Katrina, Mobile was underwater. Hurricane Katrina fucked up Mobile bad, like real bad. And Water Street was underwater. And that damn water was so strong that it picked up the fucking USS Alabama and broke 3 of its moorings. That thing almost took off floating, bro. And it would have went into like the African time. No, it would have went into the damn interstate bridge.
Damn.
And the U.S. drum almost turned back into a submarine again.
Word.
Yeah. So whenever, Katrina was done, everything was, after the water leaves, everything's just washed up and crushed and mangled and all that. And better be careful. So we had to go over there. A lot of these aircraft are so old that there ain't many of them left. So this one particular jet that I was working on, the wings came from Arizona. There's a big there's a big yard in Arizona where they got just miles and miles of aircraft.
Mm-hmm.
And they only had that. I remember they were very serious about it. They're like, look, man, this is it. So we can't fuck this up. So they got in this. The way this thing works is the wings picture like a big frisbee. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add to the frisbee on each end, make it longer. Picture that. So the fuselage of the jet, you're going to put the frisbee on there first, if you visualize it. So I'm in a crane. These guys are probably 50 feet away. I don't have good visibility. And in the crane world, we use hand signals, right? Like that's boom up, that's boom down, that's swing right, swing left, boom up, hold you low, boom down, scope out. All these signals we do it with our fingers, and we use our whole bodies to communicate. So he's giving me hand signals, and then the other guy is actually doing the connecting. So, but I can't see, but so good. And I knew that when we landed that wing, because all that holds that stuff, Yafet, it'll blow your mind. You never want to get in a damn plane because it's just thin. You can bend it with your hand. It's like this thin aluminum, and they're just using pins and Carter pins and stuff, man. And like, you can't believe it. So I put this wing in. It only had like 4 pin spots. And I'm thinking, damn, they got a lot of faith in them pins. And so you got to line it up. And what you do if you're an iron worker, you got what's called a bullpen, which looks like a big old steel ice pick. Or you got your damn your wrenches and all that. That's got your spud wrench. But anyway, he had a bullpen, and he was supposed to use that bullpen to see if all them holes lined up. You know what I mean? And you can wiggle it sometimes. And then, but instead he used his finger, and it took it right off, right at the knuckle, like right there at the knuckle. And he fell off the plane, rolling around and screaming. I'm in the crane. I don't know what the hell's going on. These guys are running around. He's got blood squirting off his hand. I'm scared. I don't know what happened. And then 2 of his buddies came running up, and they're like, "What did you do? What did you do?" And I said, "I didn't do a motherfucking thing." I said, I don't know what's going on. The dude told me to boom down and hold my load, and I was doing it. And OSHA showed up, and OSHA treats it like any other crime scene. They separate everybody and all that. And I was scared because these guys are saying that I was like running reckless in the crane. I remember I called my boss, and I remember I told him, and he was praying for me. He said, "Let's pray right now, man." So, but luckily the guy who lost his finger, he ended up telling everybody. He said, "No, it's my fault." This guy had 30 years experience, and he knew better, and he still did it. He got in a hurry. So it was Friday, you know what I mean? They didn't want to be there. But I still had to run the crane to get that finger back out of it. Yeah. And it still had the glove. Oh, yeah. And the guy, they come up and showed it to me on ice. I about threw up. But that's probably the craziest. But, man, I've seen booms tear out of cranes. Jesus, I've seen them turn over. Oh, yeah. I've seen some. Hell, the worst that ever happened to me, I got a scar on my arm. You probably can't see it right now. This was after Hurricane Ivan, because we've been working hurricanes. That's part of my job. And there's a marina there's a marina right there on Bayou Chico. And it was just completely devastated, man. Them boats, normally they stack them in the big building, and the forklift puts them, you'll have a boat maybe 50 feet in the air. You know what I mean? Right. Have you ever seen them big marinas? And all that shit was just like King Kong knocked it down. So we were. What up?
Why did he put your bag on ice?
Oh, they did, because they were trying to save it, not mine. Yeah, it was nasty as shit too, man. The guy the lady showed it to me like I want to see that or something. But so I was picking up a boat, and this boat kept wanting. I'm gonna paint you a picture. This boat's about 35 feet long, right? But now I've got to bring this boat I'll call up in my lap. I'm boom straight up and scoping in. Literally, this boat ain't gonna be but about 8 feet off my cab. If it's 35 feet long, there ain't but one way to bring 35 feet within 8 feet. You got to turn it sideways, right?
Right.
It's always gonna happen. And so we have what we call taglines. And these guys who were lazy as shit were pulling on that rope. And I told them, I was like, look, man, don't let go of that rope, man, because I'm bringing it in. I'm full throttle doing 3 functions, and we got a lot of these boats to get, man. I'm not bullshitting. I'm coming with it. So if they let it go, I'm gonna bring it into my lap. And I remember telling them, I'm like, all right, y'all. And well, what'd they do? They let it go.
No,
And I brought it. I brought it right. I brought the bow of the boat into the cab. It split the cab like a banana. The boat actually crushed the computer and bumped my head. But I put my arm up here to block my head, and it had me pinned to the cab. This big ass. Now this is a 50,000-pound boat, and it's coming. And it's full of diesel fuel and water, and it's coming in. And so I've got pedals on this crane. It's an old school crane. I full throttles. I cabled up on it, and I stomped boom down, baby. I was booming down to hold my load. I had to get it off me, and then I let go of it, and it came right back in the cab. And when it did, but it came in at an angle, I put my hand up. It twisted my arm, and it brought my arm up, and it just dug broken glass. I mean, dug that shit in there now, like all the way through every layer of skin. And I mean, you got your tendons and stuff in there. So every time you move them fingers, ooh, it's rubbing on that fucking glass. You know what I mean? And I'm screaming. It looks worse than it is. I got glass in. I didn't even want to open my eyes because I had glass in my face because the whole windshield exploded. And I ended up, look at here now. I ended up getting that boat off of me with that glass in my arm. I got that fucking boat back out of my lap, and I swung it around, and I threw it in that forklift that they brought over there, and I shut the rig down, and I got out. And these guys had the I had to get that motherfucker off of me. Yes, sir. And I did. I got it off of me and set it on that forklift, babe. And then when I got out of the crane, these guys are all asking if I'm gonna move the crane. And I used to have a big temper back then, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna move that crane for you. Yeah. I said, man, can't you see I'm covered in all this fucking glass? So I went to the water hose and I rinsed my head off, but I still had that big ass piece of glass in my arm. And I called my boss and I told him, and he said, take it to the hospital, son. So I said, all right. I shut that whole job down. They were mad. They were from New York. I remember that. So they were like these salty old New York dudes, you know, these Brooklyn tough guy type shit that I don't care. That don't mean nothing to me. But you know, they were kind of bringing that type of energy,
right?
You know, all that type of shit. So I just got in my truck and left. And I lived in Foley, Alabama at the time, so I had to go to Baldwin Regional Medical. And I remember that lady. Boy, it was tough getting that glass out of there. But yeah, I got a scar on my arm right here from a man. If I look, we'd spend your whole podcast, bro. People don't want to hear all that.
I'm about to duck off, man. I'm about to call it tonight, man. I appreciate you.
But they got to know me a little bit, huh?
Yeah,
man. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Letting y'all meet my homie Hero, man. My homie from Pensacola, you heard me? Once again, I know the tag team fan appreciation. That's what I was meaning to do, but Hero hit me up and I had to holler at my dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah.
So I hope y'all ain't mind. I'll let you tell a friend about my podcast. Subscribe to the B-Real 23 podcast. And I'm out, dog.
Yeah, I love you, homie. I love you.
Too, dude.
And I love y'all too, man. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe. Y'all be easy. From Pensacola with love, baby. I'll holler at you, y'all. Yeah.
What's up?